Bless all the paths our feet walk to be free. Bless all the paths our feet walk to be free.
Happy New Year. Top of the year 2014 to each one of you. This is a very, very special year again, dear friends, in all masters and spiritual paths. We have entered a very powerful year indeed, and today is already the last Sunday of the first month, and it's gonna go fast. You have to go with the river, let it flow. Don't stop and resist, because a lot of good things will happen to you, can happen to you, but only if you open up and allow the flow. So this was a good song just for my introduction here.
There for you.
Yeah, always.
She knew that.
Yes, I totally trust that. And as you have heard me say, numbers are like letters in the alphabet. Every letter has a number and it has a significance. And so if you understand, and if you, we just had a class not long ago about the numbers in certain sequences, they actually start a healing if you invoke them and use them. So numerology is one of the oldest science in the world. Most of us only know about the Pythagorean numerology, which is about 4,000 years old, but there is one is over 15,000 years old. That goes back to Lemuria. And of course they're all taught the same, that the numbers have in certain sequences have a very powerful healing power. And so today and this year, 2014, equals 7. So this is a year of the powerful 7. What does that mean, 7? Now I have entered my 70th year, so I had 10 times the number 7 in my life already. And I want you to know that every time you reach 7, whether it's from 1 to 7, 14, 21, 28, wherever you find yourself, when you have another 7, your whole life and your outlook, your body, your mind, everything comes into a change, into a transition, whether you have become aware of it or not. Things you used to like to do maybe 7 years ago, you look at now and let somebody else do it. We change and it's wonderful. We evolve. It's like going on Jacob's ladder, which goes up into eternity. There's never an end to that ladder, and every time you reach the number 7, and that's for us all individually, then you're on another rung of that ladder, and you can look back and say, oh, this was just wonderful, and now I find myself on another plateau, and go with the flow on the plateau, right? Go with that, because with that number comes a lot of strength. But this year it is for all mankind, because the year of 7 will not present itself again till 2023. So if we're not around, or some of us might not be around, this is the year to understand that you have a special dispensation from the cosmos to help you in a transition. What do we do with it is up to you. You have the choice, and you have, of course, all the power. You either resist it, you become the beaver, and you block the dam, or you say, there is something there, and your soul is prompting you to go into another cycle. A transition is always going from one cycle into the other. So this is what's happening this year to all of us, if we understand it and if we let these numbers work for us. Because with that special dispensation, what is happening is you become, first of all, it has to be in your mind. You have to want to make changes. And your soul has probably prompted you already many times to do a change. Well, this is the year where you have more power to it. It's like the whole constellation is for changes. And always remember, changes are for the better. So So 2014 is a rather unusual energy, all coming into your life as you open and you receive, and of course you need to adhere to it. To mention a few, first of all, it is your choice. I mean, we can talk astrology, we can talk numerology. All this is really meaningless unless you understand the significance behind it, and you can make it work with you and for you, or you can ignore it. But I'm here because I'm a numerologist myself, and I use numbers. I use them all the time, and the significance of that number, I make it work in my life. So, first is your choice. And you have to want to make changes. But I tell you what, in this year, it is very important that you look into your toolbox. Each one of us have a toolbox. And in that toolbox, you need to take out, especially in this year, 3 tools. What are those tools? One tool is a tool of discernment. One is silence, and one is ethics, which all comes from your spirituality, from your right side of the brain, and you will balance right and left brain when you use those tools. So you will not in this year do something spontaneously and then you say afterwards, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Because you use discernment and you use silence. What am I saying here? I'm saying that each one of us here have all kind of issues. It's not that today that we talk about these issues, but only you know your own issues, I know mine. So what are we doing here? What are we saying? What I'm saying is that you use discernment, what you should do and what not, to whom to listen to and to whom not. And you can really only do that in silence. That means you need to get off your, maybe even off your instruments 10-15 minutes a day, or your cell phones, any kind of gadget which has become our life. I say nothing wrong with it, but if you let it overcome you and you don't have balance anymore and you have too much chatter, that's what I'm trying to say. And then of course you use ethics, but if you come from your right brain, which is spirituality, you will always use ethics in all you do. And this number 7 will branch out into your mental and emotional and physical health first, which means you need to work on all 3. Again, this year, a lot of issues will come up for you to make changes. What am I saying? I'm not saying for you to ignore them. I want you to heal them, whatever it is. Because if you don't have a real mental health and an emotional being stable, your body will show that also. Your body is like symbolic of what is happening to you in your mental state often. Okay? Because what you think and what you're worried about has to go somewhere. And so this is a year where you can go fearlessly into a new stage of life and saying, yes, I am ready to make changes. And like I just mentioned, the alignment of the stars and the cosmos are with you, and you need to listen to your body. Your body is like, a lot of us listen to our car or your motorbike, you listen to a wrong sound, but try to listen, do the same with your vehicle, your body. And it is very important that you do not, before you want to make any changes, ignore your health, okay? So, as I said, mental health is important. And all of us here need once in a while to go to somebody who can help us, whether it is a mental health professional or it is a reverend, somebody who you know you can trust and keep to themselves and just give you advice. I think nothing wrong with that. We are all angels here, and we are earth angels, which means each one of you are here to help another person. So don't see anything wrong with it. This is the year where you start newness in your life, and the actual changes can only come about when you listen to your body, okay? This is the year for that. And you will also see different circles being formed, more and more and more. I remember when I came here 25 years ago, there was nothing. There was nothing here. I thought, my gosh, where am I? And then 5 years later, it really started. Started with a bookstore. It started with this and that, and suddenly, it started to grow. So this community here now has grown quite a bit in the last 25 years. I can tell you, and it's wonderful. But you will see in this year also, because of this dispensation, many more circles being formed for you to sit in, to talk, whether it's a men's circle, whether it's just women getting together and talk and try to help one another. This is something you ought to be open for. Because this number 7 is the number of inner vibration, which will prompt you to become more and more silent this year. Yes, if you haven't been silent yet, well, maybe you can try to become silent for 5 minutes. Maybe 10 minutes, maybe you can go 15 minutes. It's really not the time you spend, it's the quality. If you shut off everything, and that means you cannot be disturbed in 5 minutes, you can actually get everything in 5 minutes. It's just that some of us need a little bit more time. But I can highly recommend it that you do and keep this going, okay? I know you heard that before, I'm sure, but are you doing it? The difference this year is you just might want to do it, okay? No one is forcing you. It's still, you have all free will, never mind a big 7, but I tell you, make it work for you. Just think of what you have decreed last year. Most of us here, I think, have decreed for this new year, you want certain things to happen. Maybe you wrote them down, maybe you wrote your letter to God. And think of that. If you've forgotten, get the letter back out and look at it. And then ask your inner, what is really for my highest good here? And then let the Spirit flow through you and work it to you, okay? What I do when I have an immediate need for an answer, I need a yes or no right away, or don't want to wait too long because I have to do certain things. I use the kinesiology, I sway forward, yes, back, no. I do it 3 times and it works, and it's always right, always. So all these practices are going to be even stronger working for you. But some work you have to do. It's not just going to be, the Spirit flows, but if you are not there to receive it, it flows right by you. You have to tap into it, okay? And friends, you also might see and notice that in this year of 7, because of there are changes coming, and always look at the changes as something good. You might notice that some people will separate. You will see maybe in friends, they separate suddenly. This also can happen in your circle of business, friendship, people you were very close to. You feel a little separation. Don't look at all that as something bad. It's not. You're moving on. And it's very important that you understand that. That's also part of the big 7. And what it can mean is, and you might see it and might hear it, couples in this year more clearly know and feel what they have in common and what not. And they might withdraw emotionally or physically as a consequence. Why is that? Is it because of a desire to be alone? But not necessarily lonely. To be alone and lonely are 2 different things. So remember that. You also will find you wanting to be just alone. And if your partner says to you, leave me alone, don't think of that like a put down. you might just have to say that to have a little bit of space. Why is that? So you can come and get into the Spirit and let the Spirit flow through you. Okay, this is very, very powerful in this year. And no matter what status you find yourself in, the big 7 will steer in you and me all kind of changes. And look at them as only good. And how are you going to know they're good? Because you pray about it. You ask Spirit, only for your highest good, or as we say in the prayer circle, I want only the most benevolent outcome in this. So by saying that, decreeing that, there's no more doubt that if there is a change coming, and if you have to separate in a business or you know, whatever, in whatever relationship, know that this is all for your highest good. Something is coming up for all of us in small ways or bigger ways, and it's all God. Okay? So, you and your heart and soul has all the answers. When you want to know, be still, go inside and visualize, what is it that my soul wants me to do? Why am I prompted constantly to make a change in this and that? Only you know what I'm talking about. And when it comes up, don't ignore it. And one thing I want you to know, when you ignore it, your soul will take as long as it needs in order to move you forward to change, which are your blessings and not your enemies. And when you surrender, not giving up, but accepting what you open to come in life, a new awareness, that's what you came in, to receive more awareness. And it's all for your highest good. So let it be. And when we make changes, be at peace with it. And how can you be at peace with it? By blessing other people, blessing the ones involved, because when we make changes, often it looks very bad to the one who is maybe feels like he or she is left behind. Bless that person. Be aware of what you're doing. Changes must come. Sometimes you have people in your life, they make changes, you don't understand them, because that person might not even be aware of the changes he or she you feel is imposing on you. But this is very important. There's something for you to learn, for me to learn. So, what am I saying really here? What I'm saying is that if you look at life in this year as number 7 is your friend, it's going to work for you, with you, in every way. Then, all you have to do is take those 5-10 minutes a day, and if you want more, you can do so. You ought to do so. Don't cut yourself short from Spirit. And listen to this small voice, because that comes from the 5th dimension. And it's still the small voice within. Call it God, call you your inner, call it whatever it is. But it cannot come through to you unless you be still, quiet, shut off everything for just a short time. And you will be rewarded for the time out. Each one of us will be in this big 7, the year of the big 7. So no matter where you find yourself this year, your soul is prompting you and me big time this year. Whether it's a change in relationships, whether it's a change in business, whether it's change in friendship, all is good. Look at that, it's good. It's what gonna make you grow and make the other people grow too. As long as you don't resent and resist. Namaste, Shalom, Adonai. And now,
Though the night may seem endless, there's a reason you're flying this fast and this far. Let your faith be your strength and your love be your guiding star.
Bless all